Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. The NRL 2022 competition is just about here. This first matchup, the Penrith Panthers taking on the Manly Seagulls, and what promises to be a very exciting contest. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're all excited for the first game of the NRL and what is a very exciting round one with a few of the other fixtures that we have got coming up very soon. We have got David the Mod in the chat. Also, we have got Robert. Yeah, said hey David there as well. Hope you guys are excited. Do let me know your score predictions for this game. Also, this is the starting lineup that we have got for the Penrith Panthers. In this one, it will be Dylan Edwards, at number 1, then Charlie Staines at 2, Isaac Targo, Stephen Crichton, Brian To'o, then also Jerome Luai and Sean O'Sullivan. So they are the backs for this game. Then in the 4-pack, it is going to be Moses Leota, Kurisel, Fisher Harris, Kikau, Martin, and Yo, who is the captain for this game for the Penrith Panthers. Seagulls to win as well, says Robert for the prediction. In this one, there's a big possibility that could be the case. Definitely with the Panthers, as you can see here, they are missing Nathan Cleary, who is a big player to have out for this first game. That is due to a shoulder injury that he has got himself. But in this one, there is not too many other players who bring the same impact in a game of NRL as this man, Turbo Tommy Travojevic. He will be starting at number 1. Then they've got sub out there at 2, Brad Parker, Morgan Harper, then also Garrick, Foreign, and Daly. Cherry Evans will be there as the number 7. Looking through at the forwards for this match, Sipley, Crocker, Taupo. Also, it will be Alakau Atu, who I can pronounce that terribly, unfortunately. And also, we have got there Bullymore and Jake Travojevic. That's a mistake you don't want to make. Of course, getting the B in the wrong place there. But that is going to be the man at number 13 for this game. And I've gone bright red. These are the reserves for both other sides as I'll get an A, says David the Mob. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you are excited for this game of the NRL. I'm quickly going to plug in my phone so that we don't lose all of the power of this one. But this game is only a couple minutes away from getting underway. They are just showing all of the highlights of what we are going to get to see this weekend. It is a huge weekend for the NRL. And I am overly ecstatic with what is going to be taking place for this one. We will go like this. And we will go like this. There we go. That is working. But I do appreciate those kind words earlier on, David. I'm glad you enjoyed the interview. And we are hopefully going to be able to get a part 2 going with us and Norm Mac. So he's an absolute legend. And just like anytime I come to him with an idea, like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? He's like, yep, all right, we'll do that. And I think that is why it's going to be so exciting to see what we do next. Who knows? Maybe we can do like a live quiz or something like that, similar to what we did on the cricket. Maybe we get to do that for the rugby side of it as well. But picking out some players who are important in this picture, I would say, for one, Tom Travojevic straight away for the Manly Seagulls. He is going to be key for them in this game. Daly Cherry Evans, I think he will be important alongside him. And then also, if we're looking through at the Panthers, you've got, Jerome Luai and also Brian To'o. They were both very impressive in the later stages of last year. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I know that Tommy Travojevic, I believe he was the highest in terms of the most tries and also try assists in one season, and that was last year. Didn't even play all the games, I don't believe it. Also, well done, says David the Mold. Appreciate that, mate. And yeah, hopefully we can get something going in the future where me and Norm get to do maybe another video or two in the future. But the Manly Seagulls, they are in the white for this matchup compared to the Penrith Panthers, who are in that classic black kit, and they are the defending champs. So you always want to get off to a great start into the first game of the NRL, but who knows? Maybe it could be just a little bit different for them this one, but they are just showing all the players that they've got available. And good evening, Hamish, David, and Rob. Indeed, Norm is a legend in every aspect, rugby player and human. He is indeed. He's just an absolutely, like, off camera as well. He's just the exact same. Like, he's such a nice guy. We probably talked for half an hour before starting the recording and probably talked for another hour after the recording. And the big thing there is it was past midnight over there in Spain, but rather than saying, right, I think I better head to bed, he just kept on having a chat about the old times and also about like what he's doing in the future. I know that his book's coming along quite nicely, did he? And also we did talk about table tennis for a little bit of time, as you guys may have expected from that ending of him mentioning about how he wouldn't mind having a bit of a go at table tennis. But Daly Cherry Evans here, going to be so important for the Manly Seagulls alongside Tom Travojevic. And straight away, I mean, those two, if you lose one of them to injury, you wonder what will be staying on the remains of the Manly Seagulls. I know definitely if it's Tommy Travojevic, if they lose him early, that's huge for this season. And their season could go from looking at their top 4 to looking at the top 8 or so. We'll have to wait and see. exactly how it goes, but I see those defending champs there. One of them who was missing for this one, the coach's son, Nathan Cleary, he's not there for this matchup. But they have still got some very large individuals. Their number 11, I believe it is Viliami Kaku, or Kikau, I believe it is the pronunciation there. And also we've got the Amish congrats buddy as New Zealand woman thrashed India woman in Women's World Cup as they won by 62 runs. And will you see White Ferns reaching final and winning it, says Coding. I'd like to see them in the semi-finals at least. I think that is the first step, and then from there continue to build in that kind of fashion. You don't want to look too far into the future because you got to concentrate on your next game. But Ivan Cleary's Panthers, they are making their way out onto the field, and I'm excited to see them in action. I believe the last time I saw a lot of these guys in action for the NRL season was actually that final, and then also we saw them in the State of Origin. That was recently as well, where the Queensland So I just didn't quite perform the way they would have liked to. And also we've got Crazy and Zed in there. Welcome into the live stream, mate. We've also got a little bit of a special plot twist for this one. I did actually wear a bucket hat for some of the last one. It's almost invisible. But when I sit it at the right angle, it does actually become a little bit more visible. But if there are 2 tries scored by the same individual, I will put this hat on for the rest of the live stream. I've decided that that is going to be the rule of our NRL ones. And everyone who comes into the live stream will probably ask, what is wrong with me? But that saves them asking it from the get-go. Ready to go here for the Panthers and the Sea Eagles. The NRL 2022 underway. And it is going to be Dane Cherry Evans. Takes it nicely and passes it off to the big man at number 8 for this one. Sipley does take the contact by the Panthers. Currently sitting about, I've got to relearn where they are on the field. Don't know, 20 metres out from their own line. It's weird seeing all the extra lines compared to rugby union. I'm so used to seeing just a 22 and then the halfway line. But now off again, it's Jake Travojevic. Penalty there against the Panthers. A little bit early, I believe. Yep, just jumping the gun, and that is the penalty against the Panthers. Something that they wouldn't have wanted early on in this game. Okay, I've got the Sea Eagles winning 26-20. Okay, so you're actually going the exact same score line, or not the score line, but the same margin as myself. I did say Sea Eagles by 6 at the start of this one. They were inside 10 metres, so that is why the penalty was given Travojevic. Now off to Cherry Evans. Trying to bump through, but it is going to be Isaiah Yeo was wrestling him down. Very good tackle by the captain of the Panthers. And I saw that the English ladies are in all sorts of trouble. I lost both their games against Windies and Australia. Yeah, not an easy start to the competition for them. And yeah, that loss up against, what was I saying? Oh, it's a big hit. Olakawatu now trying to spin out of the tackle, still only 5 metres out. And also we've got their daily not Dane too. And so did I say Dane Cherry Evans? Sorry, Daily Cherry Evans. I should say great run forward once again here. Well, the Sea Eagles only a couple metres out from the line. And Manly, they are in the perfect position to try and get something going here. Going to be offloaded back. Carousel. No, that wasn't the man who did have the ball in hand, but now big Tommy Turbo trying to go down the wing, but he is going to be dragged down, and that will be the end of the day interview. Charlotte Keslick is that I'll fly down there and award you the medal, Hamish. Come on, Manly. Says David the Mob. Maybe one day we'll be able to get something going. I feel like if we keep on covering the 7s, who knows? Maybe we will even be able to do it in person one day. I feel like you guys will turn on me if I actually did it in person, though. You'd be like, that's not fair. But I know that Norm Maxwell, we were actually talking about it, me and him, and he said that he gets, like, he's part of a Legends, like, charity type thing, how all of the ex-rugby players, I think there's about 100 of them, they actually went to Dubai to watch the 7s, and he mentioned that he'll see maybe next time that it's in Dubai whether or not he can possibly give me a ticket, which is pretty insane. So maybe I will get to see Charlotte in person. Also, Charlotte has no idea what a strong fan base she's got within this community. Says, Sebastian, that ball's gone loose. It's gone backwards, though. And it is going to be taken by Dylan Edwards. And now the Panthers, 25 out from their own line. In fact, 35 out. Now got the possession. Big run forward once again. And it is going to be Sipley. They've got 6 more as well. Something that the Sea Eagles will not want to have too often. And I know that they have got quite a few changes in terms of what is going on. That was a big hit, and he's had a man jump on his back. I believe that was Stephen Crichton trying to slow him down there. Oh, it was a good tackle. The crowd, but I believe they felt that maybe the Sea Eagles made it up a little bit too early. 3rd tackle now. Going forward now, it's going to be Luai on the outside, linking up nicely to Tago. Okay, they're being told to get out of the way. He has been ripped out of the way. Oh, okay, a little bit of something going on between 2 players there by the looks of it. And it was actually, this is a hard name. No, it's not Kikau. There's a man now out the back line. Draw and pass, he scores. And it's going to be the first try of the match, and it's Stephen Crichton who was able to score it, and now they take the lead. That was a good interview with Norm. Says, right, thank you very much. And yeah, I feel like it was interesting during that interview. One thing that I'll say is I probably should have talked a little bit more than I did. I kind of went a bit quiet once the recording started, but after the recording, I was just back to being a jabberjaws. Once again, a nice says more cake there. It was a great backline movement, just linking up nicely. Edwards on the outside gave it off to Crichton, and they were not stopping him from there. And wait, the bunker checking something. What are they checking? For this one moment. We haven't quite seen it as of yet. Is it a forward pass? No. What are they checking? For the the bunker. We haven't actually. Okay, now we've got to that stage. So we're going upstairs. I'm not too sure what this is for. And also we have got the accumulated sport. If you ever wanted to do some same with a former NRL player, I've got contacts in this town that knows a former Broncos player as well. Says Robert. Oh, I think that's going to be no try because someone has been impacted way back across the field. He was impeded. That's a no try. And Stephen Crichton does not score the first try of the match. There you go. I mean, I know that the bunker gets a bad rap normally. So what happened? So it was actually Kiko who ended up taking one of the players out of the breakdown. Originally obstruction as well. Right, where are we looking? Who was obstructed in this one? Okay, so it was actually the number 6 there, Kieran Foran, who was blocked. So that is why they have gone with the penalty in favour of the Sea Eagles. And now 40 metres out from their line. But that is a big hit to the Penrith Panthers. They will have to take those points back off them and make it 0-0. Now going forward once again. Nice backline movement here from the Sea Eagles. Looking for the offload there. Decides against it there for Alakoatu. And also we've got the Alan O. As on there says more cakey, not what we were expecting for that first one. He's a Kiwi as well. Says Robert, that's a great ankle tap. And it has stopped the big man there. I have to keep on looking down at my sheet just to get these names, I guess, back in my brain from not watching the NRL quite a wee while. We've had quite a long off season, I felt. I didn't actually get a chance to watch too many of the preseason games daily. Jerry Evans passing it out now. Nice backline. Jake Travojevic makes the mistake. He's not happy about it as well. He has just said, F off, mate, is the comment. They're not too happy by the sounds of it. Jake Travojevic to give the ball on the inside. It was straight into the hands of Sipley. And then Jake Travojevic just juggled it. And I got able to hold on to it. And also, Jake, you dropped the ball, you lemon, as says more cake there. Of course, his brother, Tom Travojevic, doesn't make too many mistakes. He's not too happy. I don't know what he's not happy about. I assume he's not happy with the fact that he dropped the ball. And not so much as anything else, because I don't know what else he could have been mad at. Other than that, and also Foreign's from Auckland as well. And there's Robert. So it will be awesome to see him in action at number 6, Kieran Foreign. But now Kikau once again taking the carry 40 metres out from their own line here. Good attack and run forward. Good low tackle from Jake Travojevic. And it was actually the number 10 with that carry. Nice run forward here from it was Kurisau. And also Tommy Turbo is a go-to player. And also what does the F stand for in the previous statement? Which it stands for, I can't even think of a word that would make sense in that other than the word that it is. To be fair, we are on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, so no, I wouldn't. You stream the Eels versus Titans game on Sunday at 6 p.m. your time. I think it will depend on how the game is developing for Pakistan versus Australia. If it's a flat deck, once again, we probably will end up doing the NRL on Sunday rather than the other side of it. But yeah, it just depends on what's happening in that cricket, depending on whether or not maybe day 4 could be the day that has the result or whether it's getting closer to it. Now another good run forward. That's going to be Isaiah Yeo, the captain, or Yo, sorry, I should say. And okay, so here's more cake for that one. But we will be doing Thursday night footy on the channel. It's going to be going through Little Grubber. Daly, Cherry Evans tackled hard there. Meter out from the line. Tried to milk the penalty. Didn't quite get it. Now big run forward there. Who was that? He just flew in like nothing else, Liam Martin. And almost, oh no, he's offside. I mean, if you're going to do it, you've got to get the timing right. As I thought your interview was excellent, Amish. You asked good questions because you let Norm talk and he was keen to share his experiences. It was also lighthearted. And there says David, I'll be honest, I didn't expect him to answer the Johnny Blaze Tinny Houses one. I didn't think he'd be honest about that, but he was. And I think that's why it was, I guess probably different to past interviews that he's done like professionally, because it was more of just a chilled out, like more of just say what's on your mind. If it's bad enough, I'll cut it out. Whereas the media would love that stuff. Like they'll be like, right, we're going to leave that in and try and really cause some controversy. But now going forward once again, Super 7 or Super Rugby is at 7. It's after NRL. And there says more cake. So yeah, that is going to be on the Friday, isn't it? If I'm not wrong. But now currently making their way forward once again. Good meters made for the Manly Sea Eagles. That would have been now to Tupou. A little bit closer, 25 out there after 4 phases as well. Out to Jake Travojevic, having a juggle again. Daly Cherry Evans tries to go through, but he is tackled there by Luau. And also, Drew Boys and Girls says, Ovi, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you're doing well. Cross kick attempt here. It's going high, and it's almost taken beautifully. It's bounced back onto the side of the Sea Eagles, trying to find the offload. And now it's going to be taken. Nice little grubber. In fact, it's kind of curling away. And now it's going to be taken nicely by Targo. And now he's breaking through. This game's not stopping. Okay, now decided against the offload. Has been out by Jake Travojevic. And now continuing to drive their way forward. We have got their welcome back. Ovi, been some time as well. They'll welcome him, mate, and probably just fly off as the Sea Eagles. You are smart, that is for sure. But currently, like they're saying, they marking Tommy Turbo pretty heavily. And you have to, because if you don't, he is going to get through you. Breaking around the side once again here. Good carry forward from Dylan Edwards. And that's actually going to be 1, so it is a set restart for a little bit too slow. I'm looking for Nathan Cleary, but of course he's not playing in this game. His chin is large enough to take up a whole position and the rest of them another. Now going back on the inside, nicely done by the Penrith Panthers. The Panthers are marching their way down the field as Aussies more cake. And it seems like both sides have let the opposition get a few too many easy meters, I guess you could call it so far. Trying to go straight through once again. It was Kikau. Going back across. Now, where is the man that they're after? He's going straight through. Looks for the offload. Finds Edwards. He's going to be a meter short there. But the Panthers, they are still going to just be surviving. It was Tom Travojevic who was able to make the big hit there. Going crossfield. No, instead now it's going to be Luau on the outside. Going on the inside now. It's a great step forward. He's almost been dragged down by his collar. He doesn't care, and he scores a try. And it's going to be Brian To'o who does score it, or does he? They're going upstairs again. And also he checking something, and also Abaz, being too involved in this as well. And also we have got the we don't play a Thursday night game till 28th of April as well. So I assume that it's the Broncos that we are talking about there. There could be another obstruction, but it could have been maybe Brian To'o was able to score. I think I messed up one of those names. I think I said La'o rather than Luai. So I do apologize for that. And the bunker ass in there as well. Here's more cake. Okay, they're just checking to see whether or not Stephen Crichton runs behind the back of Jerome Luai. I mean, it's very small. If it is, I don't think he's been impacted by a lot at all there. So I think that will be fine, but it's always hard to tell. And also we have got their turbo for the hat-trick. I'm sad, or still sad about Warning, says Obi Snake. Yeah, sudden news. He impacts the ability of Tom Travojevic. That's going to be another no try. They're not making themselves the most popular people at the moment. And also we've got the Broncos and affected us all. As says Robert, and also the Hill says more cake. I mean, I said about how having 2 players who were going to be, like, if one player scores 2 tries, I was going to wear the bucket out. I should have had it if there were 2 disallowed tries. That should have been tries / could have been tries. I could have worn the bucket out. I might be wearing it by half time if that is the case. And like they're saying, he's trying to get out of the way. Okay, so first try they're saying should have been no try. Second try should have been the try, and this channel is not monetized yet. I think we can allow more profanities than that we do in the main channel. I think so. I think I've just been trained almost to not use them. Like if George was here, he'd be dropping F-bombs all over the place. And also, so what's the score? Currently 0-0. We've had 2 disallowed tries in this match already. 1 for the Panthers. In fact, 2 for the Panthers. They have almost been over the line twice, and both times quite been able to get the job done. But currently 11 minutes into this game, going out the back line, nicely done. Going to be big Tom Travojevic, shut down straight away. And a good tackle there by, I believe it was Fisher Harris. Now Charging forward. Good tackle made by, it was Isaiah. They need to make sure that they're right in there for their defence, the Panthers. They can't allow any extra meters. It's actually going to be kicked high by Daly Cherry Evans going up for it. Nicely taken, almost forced back into his own in goal. And that is going to be Brian To'o put under pressure, and also Nilul into there, and also Bunker Assault into there as well. And also, I love the Kiwi Lads says, I appreciate it, mate. And we have got plenty more content coming, not just on the Kiwi Lads main channel, but also Kiwi Lads Sport. We are going to be covering plenty of the NRL and all sorts in the near future, including football as well. I think we are going to be bringing a little bit of it, which will be very exciting indeed. And that's the thing. Rugby and cricket are going to be the main priority on the main channel, whereas this channel, we can just roam free. We can do anything. Well, not really anything we want, of course. I wore a bucket hat for the first match that we did cover for Super Rugby Aupiki, which was a nice one. And I talked about it afterwards with my parents, and I was like, I think we mentioned the game, like in terms of in the chat. I think the chat mentioned the game about 3 times throughout the 70 minutes. It was more just a catch-up, which was quite nice. Yeah, a bit more of a chance, but 40 metres out now. Firing it out. And it is going to be taken nicely there by, it was Talpo. Once again, getting closer and closer to the line. Going to the short side, Jake Travojevic linking around nicely. Good attack and run. Many meters made by the Sea Eagles, who now move up to about 13 minutes out. Their man just tried to kick their man. I believe that was Brad Parker, not too happy with one of the defenders. Going back across now. Ball on the inside. That's going to be his 7th run of the match now for Talpo. And wait, is there a Six Nations game tomorrow? That's a bit uncharacteristic in that it is. Actually, there is going to be Monday morning. No, sorry, I'm just all over the place. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Wales versus France, I believe it is. And Panthers, and there, as I says, Moorcake, and they're up to the halfway line after getting that turnover. Continuing, drive their way forward. Kick out. Completion so far. Both sides actually going at 75% for their completion rate. Wide ball. And it's been all the Panthers, you'd have to say, in terms of those attacking moves that have been close to being able to get themselves over the line. The Sea Eagles, they are still hanging in there. They've had 2 disallowed tries for the Panthers. Good tackle forward, or good tackle by Jake Travojevic on O'Sullivan. Going to be using this one once again. It's going to be Coruscant. Kicked high from Luai, who wants it, not taken cleanly. It's bounced, and it is going back for the penalty, taking him out of the air. Happy birthday to you yesterday, Seb. As I says, Robert. Yeah, and the big thing was, I did get the message as well about them getting a few more wickets. Do you think they're bowling out the West Indies by the end of the first session in tonight's one, or do you think it will be a little bit later? Do you let me know? But that ball went high, and it was taken nicely in the end. I hate watching people land on their face. It's just one of those ones that if it's you landing on your face, it's no fun. If it's someone else landing on your face, it should be fun, but it just often isn't because of the face getting smashed. Currently now tapping and going, continuing to drive their way for the Manly Sea Eagles in France. Or if France win that game, it's over. On the plus side, the Welsh are very tough at the Principality. Yeah, I'm very glad that it is going to be in Wales for that game, because if it wasn't, it would be done for. Also, England versus Ireland. I believe it was Joe Marler saying that is our semi-final. And the Sun, and also the Raiders in the 90s was an epic team. Meninga and Daly, were awesome. And Stewart as well, says Obi, and also which games you're covering tomorrow. So we have got the 2 Super Rugby matches. That's a knock on from the Sea Eagles. And now trying to go for a bit of a counter run here. Penrith making some nice meters. It was Charlie Staines first of all. He did have the ball. Coruscant passes it back across to the hands of Dylan Edwards, who does get tackled, held on the ground a little bit longer. He would have liked big carry forward there from Liam Martin. Finds the offload. Now back to Edwards once again, making their way up to the 30. Heaps of meters for both of these sides. Like I mentioned, Luai with a good attacking run. He is once again going to be dragged down. 24 minutes left of this first half, currently 40-minute halves. For anyone who is curious about whether or not Union and League have the same length, it sure does, except you've got different rules for that one. And Aussie, you're very welcome, Sebastian. And in there, but yeah, the games we are doing tomorrow night, it is going to be Highlanders versus Blues. That is the first match, and then I think it is Brumbies versus Waratahs or something along those lines. In fact, no, that was last week. But we have got a game that is also on Friday night. In fact, now that I think about it, can I go like this and go like this? I sure can. So these are the games that we will be covering. Rebels versus Brumbies is who I was playing. That's going to be dragged down once again now for the captain. Few meters out. Wide cutout pass now. Out to number 5. Can To'o get over the line this time? No, he can't. Being dragged down very nicely. using the back line, and it's going to be cross kick. Up in the air, taken nicely, flung backwards. Still alive for them. Edwards on the outside gives it off to the youngster, and they are just continuing to drive their way forward on the 22, taken by Jake Travojevic. And he's been able to cut it off there. And it does mean he hangs on. And also, I feel like England have to bowl the Windies out by lunch break to keep the test alive. If so, or if not, the Windies might gain a considerable lead. And, I am hoping that we do get a chance of doing some sort of, like, if it goes to day 5 and it's looking close, hopefully we'll be able to do from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. It just depends on when it overlaps, I guess. But I've got my schedule made up. It's all random hours of the night. Like that game at 9 for the Six Nations on Saturday is going to be a brutal one. Just because normally if we get up at 9, like we don't really have anything else on that day. But this one's going to be the early morning one for us, which is good news if we do like an early morning start. But anyone who is new to the channel, I should mention, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be doing more of the NRL into the future, alongside maybe a little bit of the Hyundai A-League. Alongside that, we've got football, Premier League, everything along those lines. So be sure to check it out. You are keen, and also be sure to check out the main channel. Another good step there. And Luai, and drag down 6 again is what has happened there. So they got plenty of time here for the Panthers, only sitting a couple meters out. Now Coruscant offloading it to the big man. Just get a little bit closer. I believe that would have been Leota. Moses Leota, one of the first carries was seen from him. Going to the short side now, trying to pick and go himself. Doesn't get over there for Coruscant. He's getting held. It was close to 6 more. Flat ball. It's gone behind a couple of the defenders. A couple of the attackers, I should say. It seems like a hard man, Liam Martin. He looks English. Is Liam Martin English? Because he just kind of has that English look about him. Also, we're saying it for quite some time, but big respect to the Windies Cricket Channel. Whole test series stream for free on YouTube. So is it the whole series? Oh, we talked about this last time, didn't we? Because I think in New Zealand we're allowed the kind of just commentary. That's over. And it's going to be the number 3. This time, Targo gets it. Or does he? They've awarded it. It is the first try. We just had to make sure. But it was Targo who was able to score it. Isaac Targo goes over and gets the first try of the match for the Penrith Panthers. Good run forward from Isaiah. Backline movement was on point there. Step on the inside from, it was Kikau. And then from there, just driving his way over the line. And the Panthers, they score first. Isaac Targo does get the try. Didn't need to use Brian To'o, who was in support as well. But that seems to be maybe the first of many we see in try. Penrith. And there is our Sebastian. Geez, that was close to a knee to the head there for him, but he did get over the line. Did have plenty of space on the touchline. And this time, Adam G says, yep, that'll do. That is going to be the try. 3rd time's a charm, like they've just said. And the bunker has confirmed it as a try. And Go Manly, says Geelong Cats fan. And that one. Wait, what are we looking at now? Okay, no, they're not. They're not checking to see if it's a no try. I thought for a second we were going to have another no try, but they've already given it. And that is the way it is going to be staying. But Manly, they now are down by 4 points. A kick to come here. And it will be Stephen Crichton who will be lining up this kick. 20 minutes gone in this game. Another 60 to go. Trying to line it up. Taking his time. Struck it all right. It's gone straight down the middle. Possibly closer to the left-hand upright, but that will be now 6-0 in favour of the Penrith Panthers over the Manly Sea Eagles. But it was a good run forward in the end. Couple flicks out the back. Kurosau was extremely close to scoring himself a try a little bit earlier on. And then the wide cut-out pass straight to Targo. Drops the head, goes low, gets over. And also, who do you want to see win grand final this year, says Geelong Cats fan. I mean, as a Kiwi, if I said anything other than the Warriors, people would get annoyed. But then I think saying the Warriors at this stage, people understand why you don't say the Warriors type thing. So I'd say I'd like to see Penrith there again. I think it's that whole side of it of you want to be in the final if you're the defending champ. It just kind of feels right that you're defending your throne. So I'll say the Panthers, they get their way through to the grand final. I'll be pretty happy. I know the Roosters got quite high praise this year as well with James Tedesco, etc. And welcome in, Betty. As I says Betty, says Sebastian, and also that was Betty Wagon. They said, hi, it looks really weird. Because you guys, like, you haven't got your little badge next to you, which I feel like is a little bit unfortunate, but something we will do just to make the badge feel a little bit closer. We'll put a Kieran up in the top corner. There we go. so it doesn't feel completely alienated from the main channel. That's going to be, "You're as bad as each other," is the comment from Adam G, the referee. So he is not too happy with something that's going on. Currently now driving their way forward once again now. It will be Martin Taupu. Going back, Kurasau. Off now. Well, a good run, almost up to 40 metres here for the Penrith Panthers. Slinging it back across is going to be the captain, Yeo. The outside, great attack and run from Liam Martin. I'm still trying to work out whether or not he's English. I feel like he's got to be. He looks like one of those guys who play for an English club. It would just be that hard man that you can't get through. Oh, Jerome Luai, sorry, getting a little bit. There's the one there. They were continuing to make their way forward. Time's off. The referee looks like he's losing control of this one at this stage. Everyone's just having a little bit of anger session, I guess you could say there, but it's going to be a good tackle there on Ruben Ruddock. Or Garrick, sorry, I should say. Driving forward nicely. But Lamore, almost one of the first carries we've seen from him throughout this match so far, breaking straight through the tackle of Martin. And because of it, they move their way up to 45 out from their own line. Good attack and play here. Daly, Jerry Evans tackled hard. And he is dragged down 2 men. Drawn into the tackle of Kurusel. And also it was, who's that man? I've seen him before. I think they interviewed him before the match. In fact, so that would be Dylan Edwards. Taken nicely now across. Now Edwards driving his way forward, trying to break through. Does get tackled well, though, and also I am bot as well as his Paddy Wickham bot. I guess that Liam Martin is from New South Wales. He wishes he was English. Is he not English? He just looks very English. You know, like when people, does he have like an English mother or an English dad or something, Sebastian? Just looks English. I was like, I am bot again from Paddy Wickham for that one. Currently now driving his way forward. The Panthers 45 metres out from their own line. Kurosau, he's had a very impressive start to this match in the NRL 2022 single, or season, I should say. Crichton trying to get going forward. He has already managed to take a kick and to get it straight down the middle. Now another box kick up. Taking nicely 10 metres out from their own line here. It is going to be Sab. It's dragged down nicely. And I am bot again from Paddy Wagon. So he likes being a bot. Well, it looks like this one. Now getting driven backwards. Release. Took a little bit of time, Yo, there to release him, but did it in the end, which is all you got to do. But 17 and a half minutes left in this first half currently, and we have already seen, well, I mean, you could say we've seen 3 tries, but only one of them has been allowed. If Targo gets another, I've got to put on a bucket hat for the rest of this game. I'll say if anyone gets a hat trick, I'll wear the bucket hat for the whole next live stream. Feel like that's going to be, it will entice the players to try and get hat tricks. Tom Travojevic, he is a player that a lot of people expected to score at least 1 try throughout this match. Daly Jerry Evans puts that one up. And Long taken nicely at 15 metres out from his line now. Charging forward. That'll be a good run forward from Sains. I remember right at the end of last year, he was phenomenal and did actually score, I think it was a hat trick on debut in front of his home team. And he pretty much, you could see his mates there celebrating with them. All right, another good run forward. It's going to be Edwards. Dylan Edwards, that is, making his way forward. I'm bot again from Paddy Wagon. So he is doing a bit of role play by the sounds of it at this point in time. Currently going forward. Fisher Harris, his first attack and big runs. Currently up to their 4th and final almost. Now they got 1 more. And then they will be 5th and final, I should say. Now continuing to go forward. Ooh. I've just seen some biscuits be put down on a table over there. So it's a bit of an exciting time here. Now going back. Kicked high. Sean O'Sullivan puts it up. It's taken nicely, though, and they're going back for the initial penalty in favour of the Penrith Panthers. And also, well, you know, the history of Australia, if he's not Aboriginal, then his great-great-great-great-grandfather must have murdered someone as well. And also, we've got they're taking the 2. Says Mark, I can also actually see some of your 2 videos with other guys interviewing you on their channel. Who are those guys? Latest one published on your channel. It is so cool. So that is actually Norm Maxwell. So we did interview him for his birthday Q&A we decided to do, which was pretty awesome to do, and hopefully we can do more of it in the future as well. But we will have to wait and see, I guess, when the next one is. But I'm hoping to do a part 2. But all those questions were asked by you guys. So you guys helped make the video as well. Is someone on report already? Is that what they just said? We already got a report. Okay, it's going to be Kalata Atal, who is on report now. So that's not ideal for an iron bot again from Paddy. I mean, to be fair, Sebastian knows what to do with bots normally. So if it is actually a bot, Paddy, you're pretty much just saying, time me out. Now, the kick, lining up the two. Penrith does go over, and it is now going to be 8-0 in favour of the defending champs who want to defend their throne this year. Everybody, everything all right, Betty? One of those days, is it? As well, says Sebastian. It seems to be one of those days every once in a while, doesn't it? And strikes it nicely. Says it more, Cake, he did indeed. Okay, so they're saying because he kind of tackled him from behind and kind of half by, I guess, bumped his head forward. It's hard to do without looking weird, but pretty much because his head got whipped forward a little bit. And I was says Betty, for that one, I thought you were bot, Betty. Do robots have emotions? That's the big question. Looks like a great night there for a bit of rugby at, I'm going to forget the name, but it's Bluebet Stadium. I know it was Bet something, but now Leota off the field for Sorensen. Going to be the first replacement we have seen for the Penrith Panthers. First tackle, only 10 metres out from their line. Good attack and run. He dragged down nicely. Once again, looked like they were overlapping a little bit there. Now Luai goes back across. He's been very strong so far in this match, Kikau. And also we've got the Hamish off topic, but does Billy love watching TV? He watches the Chiefs play. I'm not too sure whether or not he likes just in general. Like if there was a bird on the TV, he'd probably consider it a different type of bird than the one that someone like a Sebastian or a Paddy would probably watch, of course. But like, yeah, it's an interesting one because he likes some sport, but then other sport he just couldn't care less about. Really, and I was like, okay, I'll stop. We love a bit of fun here, says Paddy. That one we do indeed. We love a little bit of Thursday night banter, I guess you could say it is. Which feels so weird that we are only Thursday night and we are already into the NRL. I'm just quickly making sure we are running smoothly, which we are, which is always very good news for ourselves. We'll go like this and we will go like that as well. And also my cat is meowing in there and you what? In there and yeet in there. You know, like if you were to say, oh, I'm going to watch some birds on the telly, what would you be referring to, Sebastian? You know, I assume it's not literal birds. Hello, says Sebastian. Oh, sorry, says Paddy. And that one, but currently in the poll, it's actually very even. The Panthers 56%, Sea Eagles 44%. So no one feels this is going to be a draw at this stage. And now once again, it will be Dylan Edwards driving himself forward for the Panthers. So I've realised I say driving a lot rather than running forward. Staines. Good carry. The moment Manly just making their way into their own territory, and they've got 6 more tackles as well. So it is going to be the ruck infringement, which does mean you've got another 6 chances being able to get over the line. A little bit of fight there from Brian To'o. He's been impressive in recent years, signing his contract till I believe 2023, if I'm not wrong. He has still got a little bit longer. Now Isaiah making his way forward just a little bit more. After the the third now. That's a good attack and run, though, by James Fisher-Harris. They let him get easy meters there. And the last thing that the Manly Sea Eagles need is another 6 more. Going back out the back line. This is looking good. Here, draw a pass for the corner. He's dropped it. He's dropped it, Staines. And he has thrown the ball forward, so doesn't quite get it down. But it was very impressive. And also we have got there from Paddy with just the H. But that has been put down and now 20 meters out. Yeah, taking the quick tip. A good little bit of a back line there. Tried to dive. Just enough of a hand on it. Jeez, the camera, even though I knew it was a camera, I still flinched. But that was actually Ruben Garrick who got right back to stop that one. Oh, interesting tactic there from Kikau. He actually decided to thrust the opposition. The Panthers are the best. Says Isaac, they are a very good side and they are defending champs here. So hopefully they will be able to continue with some good form. That ball's been dropped by the Sea Eagles. And the Panthers are going to have the possession back. Currently half one. We have got 10 minutes left of this one. And now it is going to be 6 more that they are able to use. And all right, lads, let's try to be less mental in this chat as well. Says Sebastian also, I'm an Eels fan. And there's Moorcake. So they are playing up against the Titans on Sunday. Should be a great match. But now at their backline, continuing, try and work their way for the Panthers. That is their number 15 for this one, which is the replacement it's actually Scott Sorensen to go on the field for Leota a bit earlier on in the half. Continuing now up to the 15 meters out. I'll float it back. It looks so weird not seeing Nathan Cleary there as the first receiver. Instead, they have got Sean O'Sullivan there. And also, sorry for Dad, as on there says Penny Wagon. But now O'Sullivan passes it out. Got to run forward on. No, it's going to be. Oh, no, that's Stephen Crichton. We're all right. He didn't score the first try. Right, I thought for a second I had to wear the bucket hat, but luckily not quite. But Stephen Crichton scored a TRY. And in there from Moorcake. Stephen Crichton, like they're saying, they did actually have an opportunity for him to get a try earlier on. But did just miss out. This time he shortened it. He did go over, wrestled out of the tackle with Tom Travojevic, and was able to score himself the try. It's late, and it's crazy day, as on there says Paddy. Yeah, we have got plenty more sport coming up this weekend. We've got Super Rugby for the men's. We've got the Six Nations. We've got the cricket, Pakistan versus Australia, West Indies versus India. That's a lie. West Indies versus England. URC, Premiership Rugby, I think we've also got some of, and then maybe some Premier League. So a little bit, a little bit on this weekend overall. And also Panthers as well, says Geelong Cats fan. It was nicely done. It's just gone down for the man in the number 4 jersey, and also fan as well, and celebrate. And Panthers fans celebrate, I believe that is for Geelong. But yeah, I thought for a second it was Targo who scored it, which would have meant I had to wear a bucket hat for the rest of the live stream. So that was why I was slightly nervous at the time, but looks like for now it is just going to be the 2 men in the midfield scoring, and Targo, and it was Stephen Crichton. Crichton currently 2 from 2 for the kicking tee. From the touchline on the left. Strikes it a little bit rough, goes away to the right, and that is going to be unconverted. But still 8 minutes left in this first one. A miss wide. And then what sport is this? It is rugby league. So close to rugby, but not quite, I guess is the best way of describing it. I've realized because I haven't got my other one, I just clicked, we're on the sports channel. Says that with the moment we are indeed. So we are completely different. Whoa, that looks kind of cool. If I put it on my head, does it also stay invisible? No, it actually appears because of the sun behind, or because of the sky behind it, I should say. But yeah, that is if anyone scores 2 tries, 3 tries for one player means that we do have to wear it for the whole of the next one. Just realized our description on the Kiwi Lads Sport is this is the official Kiwi Lads podcast account. I probably need to change that, I would think. And also, this game was supposed to be a flogging. I mainly better find some sort of response. So I'll see Sebastian. Or this game, wasn't supposed to be a flogging. No, because a lot of people thought Sea Eagles were going to be able to win it. And also, like soccer, it's 12-0. As on there says says Petty there. Currently now running forward once again. Big carry forward from Fisher Harris. Always going to give you 110% out on the field. Going out to Luai now. Off to Kakao, almost stolen there by the Sea Eagles, but now it opens up the opportunity for Luai. Trying to go through, almost tackled a bit too high there. Looked like his hair almost got yanked a little bit. Now off the back, Coruscant offloads it off to Isaiah. It's gone down about 35 metres out from the line. Another good attack and move. O'Sullivan, big hit on Martin. And it was, in fact, the number 16 there, Kepi, who did put in the big hit, who's running across now, gone high from O'Sullivan, looking for a good ball. It's gone to the Sydney. No, Sydney in this. Manly Sea Eagles is who I was trying to say for that one. Tom Travojevic getting his about 3rd contact. And like they were saying, the best way of working out where the ball is for the Sea Eagles is look for that man, Tommy Turbo. Because when he is shut down, they aren't really scoring too many points. But when he's not shut down and he's allowed to run rampage, that was a little bit high from Martin right on the chin. It was Brad Parker. Now Cherry Evans going to mine, looking like he wants a 50-22. It's curling nicely, but it will just pull up out from the line now, charging his way forward, Dylan Edwards. Now he's been dragged down, and 7 minutes left of the first half, and they are on their first tackle. Going down once again, it will be Staines. And then come on, Manly, kick it in the boys. And big hit, but this is soccer as well. Still some big hits in soccer I've seen in the past, of course. But in the NRL, you're going to see plenty of Manly always stuck in the early rounds and then find momentum later on. And I think the big thing as well is as long as Tommy Turbo, I know I've mentioned that name way too many times, but as long as he is match fit for the whole season, I think they'll go far in this competition. If he gets a season-ending injury, unfortunately, not so much. I think they will struggle a bit more. Ball on the outside from Yo. Now one more draw pass goes into touch over the top of Staines. And Crichton just not quite able to link up. Water. NRL Live Predictions soccer. We are going to be doing some soccer. That was very high. We are going to be doing some Premier League and some A-League, though, very soon. As well, I felt like that was a good time to just put it in a cheeky plug for that one. But hopefully we will be able to get it all sorted out. And it's pretty much just learning players, which I feel like the best way to learn is normally on the job, which is why this has been very good. Like some of these guys I hadn't even heard of up till this point just because my knowledge of rugby league isn't where it used to be. We still know a lot more. And I've pretty much forgotten all of it from all the union money. Yeah, but you can't depend on the sole individual Penrith proven here without Nathan Cleary. That is very true. Going to be now Olakotal. Close, wasn't it? I mean, I accidentally called Jake Travojevic at the start, which was unfortunate. Of course, with a little bit of the slip up of the tongue, but we're on the Kiwi Sports, so it's all good. It's going to be dragged down once again now. The NRL has got underway. A little bit of a slip and almost actually not really a slip. It's more of his foot went into the ground there for Brian To'o. He looks like he's going to be all right, though. A little bit slow getting up. And the tackle, have to let go. It's up to the third tackle now around the side. Just continuing to make their way up to the halfway line. I'm so confused. So which sport is this? It is Rugby League. If you are confused, right there. It has got it for that option. I feel like that's my best way of saying it. Like when someone's like, what sport is it? I'll just go like this. As on, hey, says Mr. Lachlan, welcome in. And also we've got there too, Tommy Turbo and Jake Fish as well. And also, how do you think your Warriors will go this year, man? Says Mr. Lachlan. I'm not hugely confident, but I'm also like, I feel like top 8 isn't a mile away, somewhere around maybe 8 to 11. I think the Warriors are going to finish. That's a big run forward from Kiko. And also, Hamish question, should I hop into a time machine one day? It'll be too dangerous. And the says Geelong Cats fan, I would. It's like when people are like, if you got the opportunity, would you go to the moon? And I'm like, nah. Because for one, the Wi-Fi would be terrible. And also, other side of it is like, just leave it to the professionals. You know, you don't get some random fellow down at the streets. Like, you're like, oi, do you know how to hold a hammer? And he's like, oh, yeah. And then you're like, right, you're my builder. You can build my house. It's kind of like that situation. So maybe leave it to the scientists for a start. And then after that, see how it goes. And I was like, okay, NFL. Okay, I got it now, says Paddy Wagon. Maybe one day we could do NRL. Oh, sorry, NFL. That was another big tackle, big hit. Who is that? That was actually Edwards once again. Driving their way up to the halfway line here. 3 minutes left in the first half. 3 tackles down. That looks like he's not too flash. Okay, is this a knee or is it a concussion? Okay, Lawton. Okay, I think he got an elbow and then a knee to the head. Not a very comfy one for him, I wouldn't think. So that is going to be Lawton. I believe they said it's going to be off the field. Carl Lawton. And also, wait, I got it wrong. It's AFL in there. Do enjoy me some AFL. What other sports can you name, Paddy? I feel like that's going to be the big question. You know, you're gonna eventually only ball sports. We've only got ball sports, and exactly. What if you accidentally go back to the exact moment when your parents conceived you? It's an image that will be hard to rub off your mind. Yeah. What movie is that in? That's in Click, isn't it? The one with Adam Sandler. He goes back in time and does a bit of time traveling. But I believe, like they said, he's going to be off for at least 15 minutes here. He's got half time. That means he'll be a little bit longer, but we're just leaving him down on the ground for a little bit longer to make sure that he is going to be all right. Elmo is running across there. What does Elmo stand for other than Sesame Street's main character? I assume there's another one, but Carl Lawton, 62 games and 11 tries in the premiership. And now, unfortunately, he's going to be going off the field for the next little while due to a head knock, which is not what you want early on in a season, of course. But it was actually him making the tackle, which makes it slightly worse for him. I think his head just got on the wrong side. He ended up getting the elbow. Then he also caught the knee on the way down. Okay, so it is now going to be Lachlan Crocker making his way out there. So they actually got a little, what's it called? A little sign that they have to give. It's almost like a ticket for a ride, except it's pretty much, hey, you're allowed to go back out onto the field and get absolutely smashed by the opposition. Now, pass it back, Isaiah Yeo. Penrith continues to build their way forward, and that was actually Leniel to go forward nicely. O'Sullivan ball on the inside to Martin. Up to the 20 metres out. Okay, I'll stop now. Says Betty. So you don't have any other ball sports. Try a couple. Yeah, what? 5 ball sports on the spot. Paddy, name them. See how you go. Got to be a ball sport. That's a brilliant tackle. And the Sea Eagles currently only a few metres out from their own line here. Have to try and make a few extra metres. Daly Cherry Evans. There we go. Continuing to build with Morgan Harper. We haven't seen anyone strip the ball yet, I don't believe, throughout the first 38 minutes of this game. Daly Cherry Evans passing it back once again. Nice build for them. And he is getting wrestled backwards for the Sea Eagles. I'm still learning. I feel like you guys can see my brain literally learning on the job here in terms of who the players are that I don't know. Like, I see numbers, and then I always think of like rugby positions, which is not the way to do it. Like, so anytime I see Manly, I keep on thinking they're the Reds, just kind of associating it with the colours. The Sharks are probably the team that I think of the Panthers as much in terms of the colours. So like when I see number 11, I'm like, oh, it's Mikazali Mapit. Well, hang on. It's actually instead going to be Cacao. That one. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to get into the rugby league spirit, but that is good because it does mean that we've got plenty of time to be learning throughout these ones as well. But currently now just a few metres out from the line. In fact, that's a lie. They're 40 out, but they will be getting closer and closer. It's going to be that number 4. Once again, has driven himself forward very nicely. Crichton has been kicking pretty well. He's kicked 2 from 3 so far, but now 30 metres out. Yo goes back across those. Sullivan and Sharks to me equals Blues is on there. There's Geelong. So, yeah, I feel like there are those kind of, like, similarities as well in terms of the kits. Our nice backline little kick him behind from Kikau. Actually went through the legs. And Travojevic is in the right place, right time. Does grab that one. And the Sea Eagles, once again, trapped inside of their own half. They have to try and escape from this region of the field. He's been picked up and dropped backwards. Good tackle there from, it was Curacao. Now, Tom Travojevic, another carry forward, tackled hard. Just hasn't really been able to really get into this game as of yet. This point in time now, another big carry forward from, it was Sean Kepi. Around the side, it will be the man who's just made his way back out there. Gets her hard couple times as well by the number 16. Good sell, a dummy from Jake Travojevic. Almost intercepted, but now they've got men on the outside. All he needs is a link-up pass. It's found Tommy Turbo. He's had his ankle tapped. Doesn't care. He's still in support. No, Dane Cherry Evans. They don't need him. And it's going to be the try for Bullimore. Has been able to score somewhat similar. I know the Super League players better because that's where the England Rugby League internationals are playing. And that was a brilliant try there. Or the number 12, Ethan Bullimore. Looked like he had Cherry Evans in support. Also had Tommy Turbo if he needed him. But he did not. Just kept on going. And this was all Jake Travojevic. Did help set that up. Just sold the dummy as if he was going to pass it. Then he let it go on the outside. Tom Travojevic just ankle tapped. I think he almost ankle tapped himself in that one. And then running and scoring the try. And it is going to be Bullimore who was able to get it on try, says Sebastian. All that one, but giving them just a little bit more of a chance going into the second half now with only a 6-point difference perhaps between these two sides if they do end up getting this conversion over, which normally I want to say is easy enough, but I don't want to jinx them. But, you know what? I might try and jinx them a little bit. Normally we get these over about 9 times out of 10. If not, 95 times out of 100. That is how you jinx someone. Hopefully he does get it over, though. That was a brilliant try from Bullimore, and they just kept on going and going and going with the link-up play. It's very impressive. And I have to say, Jake Trbojevic did help that one out. But now it is going to be the kick taken by Ruben Garrick. Goal kicking 82% for himself in the 2021 season. Nice confidence booster before halftime. I might see a better motivated Manly side, says Sebastian. And that's one of their real first attacks, really. Like one that they've made a lot of meters off other than maybe the first 5 or 10 minutes. Kicks it over. And the score at halftime, it is going to be 12 points to 6. But yeah, they didn't really get a huge amount of possession in that first half other than inside of their own half. So with them getting themselves that try, it's very nicely done, and it does now mean that it's only a 6 points difference between these two sides. Anyone who's new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for next Thursday night's game, and maybe even some of Sundays, depending on how it goes. But I believe more than likely the cricket will be what is on the cards for that one. But Jake Trbojevic, he sold the dummy. Who was that who got lured in? I believe it was Taupo. Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't. It was actually, I think it was Leota? Maybe Leota? Might have been. But might not have been at the same time. Dom Trbojevic finding that offload and just driving his way forward. Daly Cherry Evans. They said that name as if it was all one word. Shouldn't quite work out. I'm going to see if this hat does work with this one, or I might have to change it for the second half. This won't get anyone annoyed, will it, when they come in? Why am I so red? Something about this hat makes everything red. But if I go like that, I can make it. Oh, no, it doesn't disappear now. It just doesn't quite sit right, does it? There you go. I look like I'm being a policeman in my spare time. I think it's that microphone on that side that kind of affects it a little bit, but it does kind of turn green. Like if I have it back there, no, if I have it up there, it almost completely disappears. You see through my clothing. At the moment, waiting for halftime to be over. I hate halftimes. I love getting to see stuff. And when it's halftime, we don't get to see stuff. And I think that's going to be the most important part as well. Hopefully we do get to see an exciting second half. It's actually only a 6 points difference between these two sides. Hopefully that will be the case. We're just seeing Matty Johns trying to play golf, which wasn't going too well for him. By the looks of it there. I do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, of this weekend, which game is the one you're most excited for? I'm going to get up the fixtures. I know that the Eels play the Titans, the Warriors play the Dragons. Who else we got? The Storm are playing. Who are the Storm playing? They've got a big game. The Melbourne Stores, one moment. Or not the Stores. They don't have a store, I wouldn't think. And Hamish, because you don't. I kick people on the chat. Does that mean you were bullied at school as well? Says Geelong. Because I don't kick people in the chat. Was I bullied in school? No. It's just pretty much because, like, I mean, I'm probably too nice for my own good, but it didn't really cost me anything in that regard. I mean, I could start kicking people, of course. That would be interesting. But nah. I feel like kicking people just makes them want to make another account and do the exact same thing sometimes. So you're better off just kind of managing it, I guess you could say, rather than just straight away going to the boot. I think, but currently the Cricket World Cup, we've actually got the White Ferns taking on Australia at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Who knows? Maybe we'll do that game as well, depending on how we are going. But our first game tomorrow is actually going to be 7:05, and that will be the matchup taking place for Super Rugby. And that will be the Highlanders taking on the Blues, followed by the Brumbies taking on the Rebels. But tomorrow night, there will be the Raiders versus Sharks and Broncos versus Rabbitohs as the two matches we will see for the NRL, then followed by the Roosters, Knights, Warriors, Dragons, and West Tigers taking on the Storm at 9:35 on the Saturday. Sunday is the Eels and the Titans, and also we have got there the Cowboys and the Bulldogs. Sorry, I mean, were you bullied from not telling the teachers at school? Were you bullied from not telling the teachers at school? Was I bullied from not telling the teachers? As in, like, if something happened and I didn't tell the teacher, being bullied for that? I guess you're going to have to go a little bit more in depth. But overall, because we were from such a small school, like everyone pretty much knew everyone. So it was like there wasn't really anything major that went on. Like your classes had about 15 to 20 people, and that was about it. Like depending on what class you were doing. I did a class, like it was English as well. It was separate to everyone else in my year because of my time zone, or like my kind of times table that I did pick. What's it called? It's not called a times table, a schedule type thing. So pretty much because I did that at a different time to everyone else, because I think I took tourism and digital tech, it did mean that I was actually in an English class with a completely different year group as a solo student, just doing my own work on the laptop pretty much, which was weird not having everyone else, because everyone else just had English at a different time. And because I went down the tourism, music, and digital tech kind of route, it meant that I did have it at a different time. In fact, I think it might have been because of doing music that I did end up with it at a different time. But I didn't do music for the second year of exams, just because the first year I struggled with one of the like theory ones of listening to music and kind of marking it. But that was also because our music teacher, when we were about to learn it, because we spent a lot of the year just playing music and doing that kind of thing, when we were about to learn it, he was a firefighter. And pretty much when he was running to the fire station from the school, he tripped over the cord out the front of the school, kind of like the chain. And he did end up concussing himself, breaking his arm, and a few other things. So because of that, he was away for the next few weeks just before exams. So he didn't know anything going into the exam. So that was fun. But yeah, still managed to get a not terrible mark, just not a very good one. That chair's very creaky. Hope it doesn't break. How yellow is this pillow? I feel like that's a fun new game. Not very. Okay, that's the end of the game. And I was bullied by the bigger students and smacked by the teachers. Oh, that's a school system here, says Sebastian. Yeah, you're one about how the teacher just lines up the bloody left hand and gives you a smacking in the face if you do misbehave. It wasn't the face, wasn't it? Or was it a body shot or something? You just get a bloody boom right in the rib cage from your teacher. She goes, don't do that again, or else you'll get one to the face next time. You get a 1-2 combo from the teacher. See, if a teacher did that over here, they would get fired straight away. Probably, I don't know, maybe they'd get arrested. They wouldn't be allowed to teach again. Over there, it's like the students are like, geez, that was a good right hand, miss. Good job. If you say, oh, yeah, no, it didn't look that strong, then she'd go, right, you come up here then. Straight in there. Currently now, just waiting for the second half to get back underway between these two sides. And it is going to be, I guess, depending on where you guys do watch these, do you have it over there in England, Sebastian, for a way of watching it? And sometimes I still wash my face in the toilet just to remember those days. Did you actually get a swirly, Sebastian? I feel like that's one thing that, like, for us in New Zealand just didn't seem to be real, or not real, but just something that never happened type thing. I feel like that would be brutal, wouldn't it? Or getting put in a bin. Did you ever get put in a bin? And now they are just showing the way that they were able to score that initial try. That wasn't actually called as a try, but then they did score themselves one after that. And then they scored another one after that as well. Some very nice link-up play in the midfield with Targo and Crichton both scoring their tries. And then after that, there was just a little answer back there from the Manly Seagulls. Dom Trbojevic then going off, and it was a big man at number 12, Bulima, who was able to score it. And also that's South Africa as well. And there, see David the Mod. I still find it real weird that your names aren't in green, like from the live streams on the main channel. It still feels weird, you know? All that said, as on there says David the Mod. That one. And also, I didn't, one of those teachers or one of the stopped them just before the disaster, then slapped me for not reporting them, says Sebastian. There you go, eh? How many people were at your school, Sebastian, out of curiosity? And how many of them had black eyes? Because it sounds like quite a few could have. Well, that one, but now the Sea Eagles looking like they're about to make their way back out onto the field. We've got a big day of Super Rugby tomorrow, and then after that, the Six Nations. It's going to be on Monday morning. I'm going to slowly slouch down because this chair, I switched it out. I did have my big chair, like the gaming one, and it just didn't feel right. I could move too freely, and also it was very comfy. So I'm back onto this one now. So yeah, it does end up going also around 3K students. Jeez, that's like pretty much my town, or like 3/4 of my town, which is why anytime we look at like the subscribers on the main channel and it's 10,000 almost, like We don't have 10,000 people here. So that's why it's so weird. And also we have got there AA, which I was wondering why Petty and Rob were not mods. And there says David, because they would have been after, wouldn't they? They would have been after the last kind of Kiwi Lad Sport wave of mods. So that makes more sense. I don't think of that. But that's the other thing. On my live streaming software, I can't actually see who's mod and who's not. Have we got Rob? Where's Rob? I'm going to scroll right up. Is Rob still here? Rob, are you still here at the moment? If Rob is still here, we will see how it goes. And we will see if I can find the right button. Currently only probably 2 more ads. And I was an easy day because I wore braces and my dirty mouth was the same as, and my dirty mouth was the same as now. So you was just swearing like a sailor. Speaking of sailors, they're actually showing an ad with a boat. So I feel like that was weird timing overall. But the moment the Six Nations is just around the corner as well. Favorite game of the Six Nations coming up, and also favorite game of Super Rugby coming up. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what it is. For me personally, it's probably Crusaders Chiefs. That's my favorite for Super Rugby. And then the Six Nations, I'm going to say France versus Wales, but also clearly England versus Ireland, because that could be whoever's in second place, depending on what we see from Wales versus France. I really hope Wales do it. You know, they get up there and they make it close and they win that game, because at the end of the day, that means we've still got a chance for another result. And the Six Nations are going into the last round with it already confirmed. I feel like that's never as fun type thing. So hopefully we do get to see some sort of upset, maybe. But then also saying that, I think France deserve to win it, which makes it a little bit trickier as well, because I don't want them to lose. But then I also, it's weird, I don't want France to lose, but I don't want them to win either, because like the results are just, I want it to be close at the end, and I don't know how to get a close result without it being like broken type thing, or France losing by like 10, something like that might be the only way to get it relatively close. There's a lot of Bunnings ads in New Zealand, isn't there? Like we've got the Bunnings NBC. The NRL is sponsored by Bunnings, or they're showing the coverage over here by Bunnings. I'm just going to have a quick look at the TAB to see whether or not they do have coverage on the TAB of this game. They don't. Okay, that's all I needed to know. And it's always England and France for me. The hatred is ancient as well, says David Mine, and that one is going to be next week, isn't it? Should be a very awesome one. We got a lot coming up. We also want to do more of the Premier League, or some of the Premier League, I guess I should say. I'm sad that I didn't get to do Man United versus Man City, just because my voice hated me on that day. And also, like, you go to bed going, please be like 1-0 or something, so I know I didn't miss too much. And then it's 4-1, and you're like, that would have been a good game to do if we had the chance. But yeah, we've still got a few other ones that we want to do. And those bullies, I don't have much friends in life. Sounds depressing. It's on there, says Geelong Cats fan. And yeah, I guess it's an interesting one. You always wonder why people do things, you know. Like, I don't think I could ever do it, just because I feel like I'm way too chilled out to do anything like that's bad. Like, even like in school, I don't think I got told off too often. I just do the work, then just hang out with people like at lunchtime and interval and all sorts. Like, it was just like, if I was in the classroom, I was like, right, I'll just do this, might as well. And after that, we can do stuff as well. But hopefully, video coming soon, ladies and gentlemen, on the main channel, which is going to be the Kiwi lads react to old videos, unseen videos by some of you guys as well. So these are videos you guys would have never seen me, George, Daniel, and Isaac, rugby, cricket, other priorities. If you find a window for football as well, that's great. If not, we're just grateful for the 2 main sports of the channel, said Sebastian. So yeah, I think the Kiwi lad sport is going to become my baby, in terms of I'll probably, like, this will be the one that I try my best to, I guess, find more content for. Like, whether that is going to be maybe football or anything along those lines. Like, I like to do some more other sports. I did the Kiwi Lads, or sorry, not the Kiwi Lads, Super Rugby Aupiki on there, just because I was worried about the copyright. Seeing as it's such a new competition, I thought maybe they would be rather strict, but it was pretty good overall. They didn't actually end up taking us down, which is always nice. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I do enjoy watching the sports. It's just like having the vocal cords and also like learning enough about them so that I can provide I guess, decent-ish commentary. Because at the moment for the NRL, I have to say my knowledge is pretty poor. So that is why I feel like this is a good time to be able to just learn more about the players. And also, like, at the end of the day, I don't really look at it for these ones as, like, channel growers or, like, big ones. A channel. It's more of just watching the game, but getting to catch up with you guys in a way that I don't normally get to when it is on a rugby live stream, when it's a little bit quicker. Like, you get a little bit more of that kind of one-on-one type thing. And I feel like that is something that is pretty special, you know? Currently, the Panthers, they are making their way back out there. I guess best thing is they've got the scoreboard as well, just in case. But is it in England that they do show it, Sebastian? Do you get to see it over there? Or is it only kind of the Super League stuff that you do get over there? I believe there will be a few more subs being made. I remember seeing a few of the All Blacks at the final, like Bowden Barrett wearing his Penrith Panthers kit, and then they were celebrating afterwards, I believe, as well. But now that's a massive speaker, I think it was. That man was just pushing it away to the side. Now the Sea Eagles, they will be kicking off this one, going from right to left for this matchup, or the second half. 40 minutes to go in this one till we get to the end of this match. It's an awkward bouncing one, but taken very nicely by Crichton, who does end up almost tackling himself. I think he got his ankle stuck slightly in the ground. Now offloading it back once again. Good run forward from Martin. Attacking one. He looks like he was almost going to roll up for the pinfall there. Now they are going to continue to drive their way forward very nicely. And like they're saying, it's a gamble for the kickoff. Go so close to the touchline. And also it's on Sky Sports Arena in England, which broadcasts some of the Super League games as well. So Sebastian, right? So you're sorted for your NRL. So it's every game, I assume, for that one. Hopefully it is. So you're able to keep up to date with your Titans and also with all of the other games that are taking place with Nathan Cleary. It's not him. Sorry. I'm so used to saying Nathan Cleary as the first receiver, or seeing Nathan Cleary as the first receiver. It's a good tackle made by the Panthers. And the other side of it, I realized this just before starting as well. Like, you watch a game and you don't think about it too much. But, like, when you got to say what's happening, you kind of forget you forget that when you just watch it, you just watch it. Does that make sense? That wasn't a sentence. That didn't make sense. But, like, you actually got to think about what's going on rather than just, like, enjoying watching it for the game. You kind of got to work out, how do I put this into words, what's going on, such as now Brad Parker driving his way forward close to the halfway line. Does end up going down with the final 29-meter gains for that one. And it will be Jerry Evans puts up the ball high, taken nicely there by it as the youngster Staines trying to step through, but dragged down by Jake Toroyevich. You're not going to do, you're not going to NRL and Super League games overlapping because of the time zones. So the lads are sorted. So the lads are sorted as well, and not going to have, obviously, you're not going to have NRL and Super League games overlapping. So, yeah, you'll be like full-time league, full-time cricket, full-time rugby, full-time sport, I guess we could say. Who knows? Maybe we get you on as a guest appearance if you want. You know, just have a chat. I don't know why I go so high-pitched sometimes. It's when I'm trying to emphasize a point and I just end up turning into a 10-year-old. It's a weird sentence. But now, rolling the ball back for the Panthers, driving forward nicely. Yo, going back. There's a Cacao. Found the offload, and that has really put them under pressure. Now the Sea Eagles picked up and dropped on the back there for Dylan Edwards, driven back into the turf as well. And also not going to have that one. Yo goes back nicely. Now Martin, a man who looks slightly English, but he's not. Good way of describing him, I think. Now Coruscant looking for the pass off. He's actually only going to be about a metre short. He's had his shorts ripped up here. The budgie smugglers on underneath. Now out the back. Luai, good ball. Now out to To'o. Tries to duck under the tackle. Doesn't find the offload though. Okay, that was the handover. I don't think he realised it was the last one. He did end up just hanging on to it. To'o looks so different to what he did look like last season. He's got the hair tied back and all sorts now, but now driving himself forward here will be Morgan Harper. Big tackle on him. Backwards. Oh. Okay, Cherry Evans might have something wrong with that ankle. It looks like he's going to be all right. Another offload out the back. Driving themselves forward nicely here for the Manly Seagulls. Only 10 metres out from their line, though. 36 minutes left in this one. Down to the short side. Big hit on Harper. I believe that was Martin's been everywhere. I've realised the more that I look at it, the more I realise Martin has made many, many tackles. This one for Jake Travojevic getting a couple more metres. Cherry Evans offloading it back, just trying to get his half, or as close to the halfway as they can here. To get wrestled down there once again. Okay, you fell over, stand up as a comment. I love to make an appearance on the channel sometime, especially the Cricket 22 collaboration. Feel like you are for introducing me to cricket, which I absolutely love at the moment. Says Sebastian. And yeah, as soon as we do, I guess as soon as you find that Joe Root cover version, just send me a message and we'll be right onto it. I feel like that's the thing. I'm excited. I feel like there's a lot of potential there because whether or not we can be on the same team or different teams, I feel like either way it will still be very exciting. That was a big hit. Favorite cricketer? You could be Joe Root. I could be Kane Williamson, and we just try and create a massive batting partnership on the hardest difficulty or something. See how we go. Now, passing it back once again for the Panthers. 35 out from the line. Good run from O'Sullivan. He's actually been going very nicely at number 7 throughout this match. Continuing to drive forward just a little bit more. Yo passes it back. And they continue to just push their way towards that 10-metre line. It's fifth and final, 75 metres gained for them there. Looking for the back line. It's going to be now Luai. Ball on the inside to Kikau. Still available. Luai goes through and Luai scores. And he does get himself the try there, Jerome Luai. And that is going to be the try. That is a great idea, boys. And there says David Lamont, do you have an Xbox, David? Out of curiosity. Get you in as well. You just have a whole Kiwi Lads cricket team on Cricket 22. If you can do that like pro clubs, that would be actually amazing. Like to have about 6 of you guys all on our same team. Another thing that I want to do in the future is find some way of doing like a massive, or maybe not massive, but just like some sort of like group activity. I don't know what it would be, whether or not it would be like through Discord or whether it be through something else. The first ball outside edge, straight to the slips here probably. I mean, we'll just both get golden ducks and call it a day. We'll be like, right, shortest video we've ever filmed. That's only 20 seconds. I only just finished the intro. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, me and Sebastian going to see how long we can last on the hardest difficulty. Oh, he's edged it, he's out. That's the end of the video, guys. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you all for the next one. Could be a short. Be our first short on the channel. But this man was certainly not short of a line. And it was Jerome Luai. Was able to go over, scores himself the try. Slams the ball down as well with aggression. And Luai scores. And now the Penrith Panthers got a little bit more of a lead for themselves here. My hay fever hasn't actually been too bad today, although my nose on the top now is itchy, unfortunately. But other than that, I've been pretty good. Just a few yawns. That's all. Lining this one up. Does get it over. And now the score, 18 points to the Penrith Panthers and 6 to the Manly Seagulls. Only another 33 minutes left in this one. And seems like if this continues the way that it's going, Penrith Panthers might be able to get themselves a little bit further forward into this contest. I'm just going to have a quick look to make sure I know all of the ways that you get points in the NRL. See how different it is to rugby, I guess, as well. I had one a few years ago, but not now. I'm talking Halo and Brute Force days. And so I still need to find Brute Force, don't I? It's a weird sentence. But I still need to find those older games. And when we get the Xbox 360 back out, I feel like that's going to be the perfect time to try out a few of those older games. Definitely when the studio's set up. I feel like the studio will give us an excuse to, that's a good kick. Or was it? No, they're going right back. I thought it was very close to bouncing in the field of play, but it's gone out. And now it's right back to the halfway line of the Penrith Panthers. Put themselves under more pressure, for the Seagulls. But 2 points for a win, 2 points for a bye, and also 1 point for a draw, only if the draw is after extra time. And the tiebreakers for it are points differential, points percentage, fewer tries conceded, and then most tries scored. And also the original Xbox nostalgia, mate. So I said, Sebastian, there's so many good old games. Like, I bought all of the old Hitman games just because I wanted to see what they were like. I haven't played them yet. I need to get a channel going, whether it is the Kiwi Lads Gaming or anything like that. I need one of the channels that I can just play games for ages on. Like, live streams are like 5 hours and just get through games that I have bought. Because, I mean, I've got quite a few. I've got a Rugby League Live Manager. That looks a little bit too high. Going to be releasing. And now currently 15 out. Yo fires it back nicely to O'Sullivan. Off to Edwards. And I was like, I'm back, says Geelong Cats fan. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. What are you thinking at the moment in terms of the score? Is it what you expected for this game? Yo now. And lower it in, pass it back across. And now it's going to be out the back line once again. Kakao. Looks like he's got a little bit of a shimmy in the step, almost able to sidestep through. Do you have the Simpsons virtual reality video game? I don't have the virtual reality one. I've got Simpsons Hit and Run, though, which was a very fun game back in the day, and probably still is if I was to find it now. O'Sullivan on the outside. Got to run for Crichton, flicks it out the back. Taken nicely. He does get driven into touch. Brilliant work there from Ruben Garrick. And now Manly forcing them out in VR games suck, in my opinion. So I said, Sebastian, they are weird. I feel like you need the right one. Like, I want there to be like something in the future, because I always find when you've got those ones, I don't know whether this is just me, but it's very hard to completely like control yourself. So I think so. I feel like if they had something else like patches, hey, you put like a patch there, patch there, patch there, patch there, patch there, patch there. I just realized my hand's not on there. And kind of like 3 patches per finger, and what you do with your hands is actually like what your thing in the game does. I feel like that would be quite cool. No, but then again, it's only round 1. In fact, gloves. Get some gloves. You can go like that. And then maybe, how would you do it with the buttons? Maybe voice command or something for the other ones. Something like that. Now passing it back across the back line here, whereas Tommy Travojevic passes on the inside to Harper, who's dragged down on the halfway line now. Down for a little while. 4 phases into it now. Oh, Jake Travojevic picked up and dropped. And that will be 5th and final. 47 metres they were able to make for that one. And now Daly Cherry Evans puts the ball high. It's taken nicely 10 metres out from his own line now. It's going to be Brian To'o. Let's get a little bit further forward. Looked like they were almost going to get a one-on-one strip there. Okay, they're saying holding. I don't think he did say that it is going to be 6 more, though. Okay, now it is going to be 3 phases in. I feel like I need to remember for NRL that I'm also doing the commentary for it. Like, I sometimes end up just watching the game, which I normally like am used to. Kurasau now around the side. 45 metres out now. For the line of the Penrith Panthers, once again putting some good phase play together, running it straight at the line. Good low tackle from Harper, and that will be the 5th and final now. 53 metres they were able to gain for that one. O'Sullivan looks like he's putting the ball high. He has done just that. Who is underneath it? That was an interesting tactic. Cherry Evans and everyone else just let it bounce. You'd have to wonder how far away they were from the ball. It could have bounced anywhere. It could have been straight back into the hands of the Panthers if they had gone wrong. Now tackle just out from their own 20-metre line, or in fact their 30-metre line now. Tom Travojevic. And used to drive. He was involved in 25 or 25-plus try assists last year, and also more than 25 tries for himself. Looked a little bit high from, it was Kikau. I don't think of the name for a second there, but it's going to be wrestled down once again now. I've been told to release him there, Martin. Cherry Evans back across to Turbo Tom. Is shut down straight away by Kikau. Now there's going to be 5th and final. Only 25 metres they were able to gain for that phase. It's looking like a good kick downfield. It could be a 50-22. No, just stays in the field of play. And now trying to run it back. It will be Edwards. Good tackle on him. And it was Daly Cherry Evans who was able to drag him down. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, can the Manly Sea Eagles get back into this contest? They need 2 converted tries, and we'll be back to an even playing field. Then we'll go to Golden Point if that is the case. Around the side now once again for the Penrith Panthers. Wrestled down. Jake Travojevic having to make another tackle on the side. Staines, Charlie Staines, he was a very big star for the Penrith Panthers. Was he playing for the Panthers last year now I think about it? Was he? Was he Panthers? He must have been. I assume he was anyway. Or am I getting him confused with another team? I feel like I'm trying to think of what kit he was wearing. Was he at the Panthers last year, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know. Make across. Once again, 30 out. Wrestle backwards. Taking the contact. Now Derek. Attacking line does make a few extra meters here for the Manly Seagulls. So they continue to creep forward 40 meters out from their line. They just need to get out of their own half. They've been in their half for so long. Cherry Evans, I think he just tried to catch that man with his face. Doesn't normally work too well, I wouldn't think. Now firing it back once again, like they say, Manly, they're dangerous when they're on the attack. Cherry Evans offloading it back. He got sent by Martin. He just got pushed back like he was on ice skates. Cherry Evans kicked him behind. Sits up nicely there for Edwards once again. In fact, this time it is going to be... Is it Edwards? No, that wasn't Edwards. I think that might have been Liam Martin that time, but ended up getting hit right onto the shoulder of his own player earlier on. Hard to believe in the comeback. Penrith just seems so comfortable in each and every moment, whereas Manly have been under pressure the whole game pretty much. And there, yeah, certainly not the result I was expecting. I wasn't expecting Manly to be down by 12. I thought this one was going to be probably separated by a try, and every once in a while it kind of seesaw, like a teeter-totter type thing. Did you guys ever have tater tots? That's not the name. Tater tots. That's what it is, isn't it? They're like potato mini hash browns, as we like to call them. Now going back across here. See, done straight to Luke Martin, continuing to make meters for the Penrith Panthers. I think the old Xbox games seem to be more sniper and commando games maybe. There, yeah, they did used to be, like, that's why GTA was so, like, revolutionary, was because everyone was like, wait, what's an open world? Like, that's so weird. Like, why would you want to be able to just decide anything to do? But then that's kind of become the more popular thing lately, is, like, just let players have all the space. Carousel round the side. I think he might have got that one down. And they are going to be going upstairs to have a look at this one. I see that player who did get a head knock earlier on is actually back out on the field. I believe that was, who was it who got the head knock? I think it was actually Moses Leota. Honestly, who had to go off the field earlier on, but that is nicely done. And they have awarded the try, so that is another one in favour of the Penrith Panthers. Coruscant around the side. Yeah, he forced himself down over the line. And the Seagulls, the reaction from their two players, you could kind of see that he certainly hadn't been able to stop him the way he would have liked to. Was their number 9 there? And Lachlan Crocker wasn't quite able to stop him. But yeah, there are a lot of good old games that I feel like I literally, if I wanted to, which I don't really want to, but if I did want to, like, I could probably, like, if I had an Xbox, a TV, and, like, a year, I could probably not run out of things to do on Xbox. Like, as in, like, playing it day in, day out, although my eyes would get very tired. Like, Hitman 2, I can't play for too long, which sounds pretty sad, but I can't play it for too long because I forget to blink because I'm too busy paying attention to who might be, like, seeing me. So I kind of sit here like this and then go, oh, yeah, my eyes, they're like, they just get real bloodshot. We're going over for the kick once again, and 24 points to the Panthers and 6 to the Manly Seagulls. So a great lead for them. And I mentioned how I wasn't expecting the Panthers to lead by 12. I definitely wasn't expecting them to lead by 18 throughout this match. I was pushing them over. Coruscant, nicely done. Does score the try. And that will be disappointing for the Seagulls. Although, like someone mentioned earlier on, they normally have a rough start to the season. And that's when they really start to shine in the later stages. And what's your favourite Hitman 2 location? Apart from Hawke's Bay, says Sebastian. Oh. Favorite Hawke's Bay. Oh, no, sorry, not favorite Hawke's Bay. Favorite location in Hitman 2. Okay, I'm just going to have to very quickly make sure I've got Hitman 1s and not Hitman, or Hitman 2 1s rather than Hitman 1s. One moment. Hitman 2 locations. All right, what we got? Okay, Miami, Mumbai. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look. Oh, I quite like the Castle one just because of the kind of... Oh, no, actually, I really like Whittleton Creek. Oh, but then I've just realized I'm scrolling through all of them and I like all of them. The one I liked the least was probably Santa Fortuna just because I hated having to hide in bushes. But the island of Sigali or Mumbai was also a relatively good one. I want to play Hitman now. I'm going to play Hitman soon. I feel like, and I remember there were a couple of the open world games back then. There was a Mafia game, but then GTA came along and blew everything else out of the water. And I was like, yeah, the first Mafia game with Tommy Angelo recently remastered. So Sebastian, but that's going to be... Did Luke Martin drop it? Oh. Okay, so they're going to be challenging here because Liam Martin feels that ball did not come out of his head. Right, does he drop it? I think he's still hanging on to that. I think they're going to reverse this one. Okay, they're saying there's a little bit of ball movement. I wouldn't call it enough, though. Okay, so that is going to be the challenge. Interesting. I really liked Santa Fortuna, a nice wee Colombian village in the jungle as well. See, Sebastian, I think I ended up, that level, I didn't play it the way I should have. I just sat in a bush for about 5 years, and every time someone... Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, the way that I played it wasn't the way you're supposed to play it. I sat there in a bush, down like that, and I'd wait, and then some random person would come past, and I'd be like... I did that for a good hour, pretty much just grabbing people and putting them in the bushes. And then the Hitman 2 we are talking about. As I was, oh my God, I was imagining that was it. As on there says David the Mod. One challenge remaining for each. But yeah, I feel like if I was to do it again, and if I did it... Wait, is that the one that you... Like, it's got the fields right, but then you've also got the... Wait. I might be mixing two. Which one's got all heap of bushes, and then which one's got that little village with, like, the farmers? Is that also Santa Fortuna? Or is that the other one? Now going back through, looking for the offload, didn't find it. It's going back for the initial penalty for offside. Crowd aren't happy. You're winning 24-6. I don't think you can complain about too much at this stage. 30 metres out now. They are going to be kicking this one for the touchline. Daly Cherry Evans gets some good distance on it. Now getting them 45 metres out. I believe it was Brian To'o to get penalised for that. Still only 20 minutes left in this game, and it seems like the bucket hat might be a distant memory. Don't think I'm going to have to wear it. I feel like the first thing I'm going to do straight after this game is going to go on to Hitman. And also we have got there, I think the farm is Colorado, where the whole map is a hostile region. And they've got that thing in the middle, don't they? And you're doing jobs for a woman who's like angry. Is that the one? I'm going to replay the whole Hitman series from the start. I'm going to do it right from day one. I have to work out the order. Do you guys want to see that on the Kiwi Lads gaming channel? Me playing Hitman through the whole trilogy, or more than the trilogy, the trilogy, but also the ones that came before the trilogy. There's also another game back then that was out of the world. I mentioned it before, and that was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It's a revolutionized game. I'll have to give it a look. Star Wars Knights. Now the scrum feed for the Panthers taken nicely and driving about 10 extra meters there. I believe that would have not been To'o. That was instead, that looked like a 5 though, so it might have been To'o. It was either a 5 or it was Kurisao. I think it was To'o. I'm finding it hard to read these numbers at this stage. But 50 meters out here. And also an angry woman, I think that's just angry birds. Because Could be right there. I realize it's very generic, isn't it? That one. Now, Yo going forward. Dragged down nicely, finds the offload though. And now up to the fourth. Sorensen with a good carry forward and only a couple meters out from the line now. Oh no, that's a lie. It's still 25, although it seems like it's not too far out. Definitely with that kicker behind, but it's taken nicely by the Seagulls. And wrestled down nicely. And that was Sabe, who hasn't really had too much to do throughout this match, unfortunately. Because there's also Hitman multiplayer, isn't there? On Hitman 2 and 3, you can have you and a friend doing something. So maybe me and George can try and do something along those lines in the near future. And also we've got the Angry Woman. Hello, as well, says David the mod. Oh. Okay, that's a penalty for kind of squashing the neck, I believe it is. And Yo did end up getting himself penalised. And like they mentioned, no Nathan Cleary, and they've gone very nicely. Yeah, he did just end up getting his neck slightly crushed down on the spine. They're trying to take that out of the game, as it does mean that you do get a little bit more injuries. And also most women are angry. They are, a majority anyway. Depends on the ones that you meet, I guess. That's the thing. I always if I try and be angry, I just can't be angry. That makes sense. I don't know whether or not you guys are the same, but I try and but I can't do it without smiling. So I can't win an argument because I'm always smiling, and then they think that I'm smiling because I'm kind of taking the piss, but really I just don't know what else to do with my mouth. That's going to be sitting up for Brian To'o. He's been able to steal the ball now for the Penrith Panthers. Looks like they want a quick attack here before the defense for the Manly Seagulls is completely set. Sullivan, in fact, sorry, it was Dylan Edwards driving forward. The crowd are booing. I think they thought someone else was offside perhaps. Oh, that ball was knocked out of the hands of Tommy Turbo, and also, but you had that woman in Colorado, you had to kill with a pencil or panel control ram, and there's in that barn where she was training a special op group. That is the one, and it had a roof. That was as in it had a second story, not attic, but it had those guys up in the room, didn't it? About 4 or 5. I realized saying something as a roof is very, very generic, so I had to expand on it a little bit. I feel like I want to play Hitman now. I have all the games on PC. I had a couple of them on Xbox, and then I decided to hold off buying Hitman 3 till it was on special, and then the 2 weeks later they were like, hey, we'll put it on Game Pass. So I was like, yep, cheers for that, appreciate it. And I was like, get married, mate, then you'll soon find out about getting angry in there. I guess that's a good point. Some marriages seem to be happy. Little chipper behind there. It's going to be sitting up for Tommy Turbo, tries to wait for it. I think it hit Travojevic. So that is going to be now 20 meters out. They will have another attacking opportunity for the Penrith Panthers with only 16 minutes left. It does end up hitting the shoulder. Had to tip it into touch. Oh. Oh. Okay, it's going to be this dropout. Sorry, my apologies there. I said the wrong one. Of course, I was thinking rugby union with the the goal line dropout. Oh. I think there's something on that one. Not sure who it hit last, though. Now it's the goal line dropout. Kicking it down nicely towards the 40-meter line. Big carry forward here. Fisher Harris. Dangerous individual. I tried downloading the Star Wars game illegally, but I can't quite do it as well. And people don't get married to be happy, Hamish, as well, says Sebastian. I feel like that's deep, isn't it? Real deep. So it's called Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I'm going to see if it exists still without it being the illegal one. Star Wars Knights of the... So it's on Microsoft Windows and also on Xbox. It's probably a tricky one to find. Oh, someone clapping. I think it's on the original Xbox. Who is clapping right in my ear? Yeah, it's just someone in the game who's clapping. But yeah, you can get it Australian dollars on Xbox. I don't know whether or not it is kind of backwards compatible, though, unfortunately. How do you tell if a game's backwards compatible? And also, Koto gets a remaster as well. And Koto won. And also, I don't know when exactly, though. Kota. I'm sure that Kota doesn't mean Kota, does it? King of the rings. King of the quarter. What is quarter? I feel like it stands for something, and I'm going to be very annoyed when I find out what it stands for. Unless it is just quarter. If it's literally just quarter, I might be wrong. Lakwatu, good run forward. Once again, the Manly Sea Eagles trying to get themselves just a little bit further back into this game. 43 metres gained, and it will be Daly Cherry Evans. That was a cheap shot. Right on the chin. Going to be knocked back onto the side of the Sea Eagles. That ball is bouncing up. I think the ref is getting a little bit of stick from the Sea Eagles supporters there. Jeez. They've just said 9 round 1 defeats in a row. Kings of the Old Republic. Or Knights of the Old Republic. Wait, so is that this game? So it's this game, or is there a Knights of the Republic and then also Star Wars Knights of the Republic? I feel like you guys are going, geez, this guy just knows nothing as well. Another good tackle there. The Panthers sitting on halfway currently, 13 minutes left. And this one kicking it high from O'Sullivan, looking for a little bit of extra meterage on it, taken nicely by it was once again Sabe, who really hasn't had too much to do throughout this match. I don't think we've really seen him in open space as of yet. Okay, once again from the Sea Eagles. But the fact that the Sea Eagles were going into this match as favourites after having a record like they did in terms of 8 consecutive losses in round 1, it's an interesting one for them. Ball on the outside, nicely taken, or is it? Oh, a little bit high. I feel like I'm used to seeing the rugby union like high shots, like when you literally half by bump the man. That was a good bump off of Martin. And also same thing, but there were 2 original games, 1 and 2. As I says, David the Mod there. Let's see. Oh, Cherry Evans dropped that? No, not quite. And going straight through, Tommy Travojevic flicks it out the back, does manage to find hands, which does excite the Sea Eagle supporters in attendance. Now on the outside, little chip and chase. It's just going to be too much, but it goes out and to touch only a couple meters out from the line, but nicely done by Tommy Travojevic. And twice in this game, he's had the line break, but just ankle tapped at the last moment. Just went straight through. Who was it who got down? It was actually, in the end, Crichton who was able to stop him. Flicks it back, knowing exactly where his players were, or just hoping that one of them was going to be there for that offload. And they were right when they needed him to be there. And this ball in now for the Panthers, only sitting 15 out from their own line. 11 minutes 30 left in this game now, as we edge closer and closer to the end of the match. So the NRL will be led by the Panthers if this is the way that it does sit at the end of the day. Oh, Sebastian, favorite 3 Assassin's Creed games as well, because I know that you mentioned about one of them that was your favorite. So what is your top 3 that you would say? Good run forward there once again up to the halfway line. The Panthers, something I've noticed is they have just made a lot more meters than the Seagulls would have been like, and now it's going to be a 50-22 attempt trying to kick it behind. Doesn't quite get it where they needed it to, and Tom Travojevic stays on the ground. Ends up with, was a Luai straight on him. Back across Cherry Evans. Down he goes. Currently now, like they're saying, conceded single digits 9 times last year. There's the Panthers, almost a strip there. Liam Martin continuing to try and steal it. Good run forward. What does that noise mean? Oh, it's a set reset. Okay, I was like, it sounded like a cowbell or something, and the remake will be released for PC and PS4. No mentions of Xbox version just yet. Says Sebastian there. I mean, when it comes out, if it's on PC, I feel like just for you guys, we should play it on the gaming channel. just as a little bit of like, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, yes, the channel just say Kiwi Lads, but you guys are also part of the Kiwi Lads. So what you guys want to see is what we do want to try and provide for you as well. But now going back across, bang, straight away, running straight at the line there. And it would have been Sipley. 40 out, 51 metres gain going to Cherry Evans, who once again puts up the box kick. Trying to get it into the 10-metre area. He has done just that, but now a good run back from Dylan Edwards. 27 runs so far that man has completed throughout this one, but 9.5 minutes left now in this match. And the Panthers, I don't think they've finished scoring as of yet. They seem like they want one or two more. Brian To'o, it's again with a good carry. Just second phase. I realized, I was like, why is my phone vibrating? But I realized my phone was still sitting on there from when I looked up the Star Wars thing. Currently, run meters tonight, Dylan Edwards, 246, actually almost 100 meters more than anyone else. Brian To'o, 155. Stephen Crichton sitting there, 143. Fisher Harris, 141. And Tom Travojevic, the only Manly Seagulls player on there with 127. And that's a good run from Yo. So Yo getting close to 30 out around the side once again here, looking to the right. Tries to do the kick. I think he just dropped that. And that is going to be going back for the scrum. Okay, there's going to be now Tolukola getting the opportunity. I'm not getting it. That's for sure. I've played the original one multiple times, just like the GTA remake. I won't let nostalgia punch in my wallet. See, I was extremely close to buying GTA, like the remastered series, just to play Vice City. But the reason I didn't, I think it was around that time that my Xbox, like I had only just got it back, and I didn't buy it on the new console because I was worried that I might have to get another new console, which luckily wasn't the case. But we've got plenty of stuff going on in the Kiwi Lads studio coming up very soon. I'm going to slowly slide down a little bit inside of the in goal. Was that taken back, or was it a goal line dropout? So we've got that. Good evening, Hamish. Hope that you are well. How's your day? It's going very well. I've been enjoying this. We have done some Super Rugby Aupiki, which is the female Super Rugby, and then also the NRL. It's actually our first ever NRL live stream ever. So there was, I guess, a lot of unknown. That was fancy. It was Sab, who was able to just keep that ball spinning in the air. Spinning on the ground, in fact. Currently now 30 metres out from the line, 7 minutes left in this one. Jake Travojevic arcing it off once again. The hands of Sipley. 20 out now. Can they get over the line one or two more times? The Manly Seagulls, perhaps. Jake Travojevic on the outside. Cherry Evans trying to fend. Drag down, though. Good tackle. Isolated by 3 men. And also nice freestyle commentary. As on there says Danny Lewis. Yeah, so I guess pretty much, because I don't know all these players off by heart, it is pretty much just a chilled out chat that we have been having. It's been very enjoyable. Also watching a bit of the NRL, but currently now 8 metres out from the line here for the Seagulls. Travojevic out on the inside. That's actually a broken record at this stage. That was once again Travojevic to Sipley. Or Sippy. Sipley, sorry. Not Sippy. Sippy Cup. That's what I was thinking of there. But 31 metres gain. They're trying to sell a big dummy. Going close to the line. Doesn't find the offload, though, and that will be the handover. Great tackle made by Dylan Edwards to stop him just short. Probably only a metre from the line, in fact. But the second half, we've only got 6 minutes left, and also not so much sport. Not so much sport going on these days, right? Says Danny, not for Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We've got probably about 15 to 20 live streams that are coming up on the channel. There are plenty of them. Once again, Staines has a good run forward. But yeah, we'll have a quick look and see what we have got coming up in the near future for live streams wise. Okay, so we've got Chiefs versus, oh no, that was today. We've got the Blues versus Highlanders tomorrow night for Super Rugby, followed by Reds versus Brumbies. Then the Six Nations tomorrow morning, Wales versus France, followed by Crusaders versus Chiefs, Reds versus Fiji, the URC or the Six Nations, one of those two, followed by England versus Ireland for the Six Nations, Leinster versus Ulster, and then maybe the Cricket World Cup. You might be doing. I might ask you some technical questions on Discord sometime, please, Hamish, if you don't mind. No worries. at all, mate. In fact, straight after the live stream, if you want to have a chat, do let me know. And I am always up for a chat with you guys, of course. Is it something to do with Xboxes? Because if it is, I will try my best. If not, then I'll probably do better than that, depending on what it is. Currently now, be released once again, 35 meters out. Jerry Evans, luring the player to make an offside tackle. He doesn't fall for it, though. He's going to be yanked to the ground. 4.5 left now. Trebojevic off into the hands of, it would have been Taupu. Ball on the outside. Jerry Evans, everyone overran that. Unfortunately, didn't quite link up. Oh, everyone falling over. Now it's going to be kicked high once again there. Nice kick from Kieran Foran. It's a bomb. Oh, someone's fallen over another player. And now running his way up the field, Edwards. Well, yes, it is Edwards. Great run forward from him. And that was an absolutely brilliant run to get them about 30 meters or so. And now they will continue to drive their way forward. Trying to go straight through was the youngster and Charlie Stain. Looking to the left-hand side. Where are they going now? Ball on the inside. Going back into the hands of Fisher Harris. Driving. Oh, they didn't quite link up with who was absolutely steamrolling his way forward. It's going to be Jamin Salmon. I haven't seen too much of him. It's about downloading might be dangerous on YouTube. As I says David the Mod. Okay. Is it probably best for Discord? It's the run. And it's going to be Harris who does score it. That's a lie. It's Liam Martin. And he has gone over the line. And he has scored another one. The Penrith Panthers, they are leading this game 28 points to 6. Wow. This is a great try from them once again. A team try for the Penrith Panthers, I should say. They are certainly making an impact. And it is that man, Liam Martin, the man who looks English, but he's not English. How is he not English? And at the slow-mo of his face, he just looks so English. I feel like if he says something, I'll be able to be like, right, he's Australian bloody Pirates. Is on there, says Sebastian, for that one. But now, scores the try. I'm trying to see the Australian. He just doesn't look as... I mean, he could be part Australian. Is there a big crowd for this game? There's a few people in attendance. But it's great to see. Seeing as Super Rugby, we aren't actually able to have any crowd at the games yet. Hopefully one day. Super Rugby New Zealand, that is. They are still able to have crowds in Australia. Just seeing this backline movement. It was a Zaya Yo skip pass. Just perfectly through the gap goes Luke Martin. Liam Martin. It's Liam. I keep on saying Luke, don't I? Or Lewis. I think I've called him every name starting with L. Other than maybe, who else is named L? Lachlan. I haven't called him Lachlan yet. Everyone kind of, other than that, has been covered. And it's not urgent, but I'll just drop a question on Discord as well, says David the Mod. No worries. So I assume all that's gone away to the side. I assume that's on the private Discord one. You probably put it in the, who we got on the moderator chat? Is it just 3 of us or 4 of us or 5 of us or 6 of us? How many is in the moderator one? One moment. I'm going to see channel mods. Who's all a part of it? Me, David the Mod, Seb, and Scrumley. So you could just pop it in the moderators one of Discord if you like. And also you need to get a new hoodie. I've seen you wear that hoodie all the time. Says Danny. That is because, Danny, I've got 2 of these hoodies. They were very cheap as well. I've got a couple new hoodies on the way currently, but I like wearing this one. It's so simple. And I don't really spend too much time thinking about what I'm going to wear. You should see the bucket hat that's down next to me. If we had another try from the same player, I would have had a bucket hat on for the rest of the half. But now driving forward here for the Penrith Panthers. And I was like, cool. And there it says David the Mod. So I feel like us 4 being able to one day watch like a rugby game, like on demand or something like that would be quite cool in the future. Currently 2 phases in, and they are once again just going to keep on driving forward. It's a good run from Kakao there. Passing back across. Nice carry forward. They're making meters for fun here. And that's going to be Sean O'Sullivan. He was very impressive today. I know a lot of people, when they saw that Nathan Cleary wasn't playing, they went, oh, it's going to be a little bit of trouble. But he has filled the gap quite nicely, Sean O'Sullivan, and has been able to help his side towards what could be a very impressive one. A little bit of a cheap shot there. That was, what's his name? James. I know it's James. Hiccuping. And also you got to get a monogram Kiwi Lads hoodie, Hamish, in there. Or you got to get a monogrammed Kiwi Lads hoodie. It would be pretty awesome to have some sort of Kiwi Lads logo on it. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we can try and get it. I did get a bright yellow and brown hoodie, just because it was like, I've got a yellow shirt as well that I did get recently because it's pretty much Kiwi Lads colours. So I was like, you know what? Might as well see how it goes. But that is going to be now. I'd arrive forward once again now. Holding on to him. And also we have a nice chat, David. Or we'll have a nice chat, David. We'll go where the torrents take us and have a crackling time. Earlier, says Sebastian. 13 seconds left. Last play of the day. By the looks of that, it's like a bit of a head knock there for one of the Penrith boys. It's going to be kicked high from Jerry Evans. Last play of the game. It's swatted back. Does he put up another kick here? Jerry Evans. He puts in the grubber. Going to be making its way through. And that will be the end of the game. The Penrith Panthers, they win it 28 points to 6 in the opening fixture of the NRL 2022. Interesting you buy the same two hoodies. My office, if you wear the same suits 2 days in a row, people will laugh at you as well, said Danny Lewis. I mean, it's just one of those ones that, like, I guess I'm not really hugely focused on, like, what I wear, if that makes sense. I'm more just, if it's there, I'll put it on and go like that. Like, I don't think I'll lose any sleep over it if someone goes, oh, you wear that hoodie too much, or you wear that T-shirt too much type thing. Although I have got a few more. I had to spend some money try and get me a few other items because I knew that it was coming one day that you guys would be like, oi, like you're wearing something all the time. Like, just because I have this one on doesn't mean it is the only one. I'm actually considering getting a couple more of them, but I probably shouldn't now. That one, but 28 points to 6 there for the Penrith Panthers over the Sea Eagles. Nicely done by them. And now, because of it, they will be sitting top of the table at the end of this game. And I know I give you grief about your Hawaiian shirt, and you're a good sport about it as well, says David the Mod. And I might have done something as well to do with that Hawaiian shirt. It might have been I tried to get one that would one-up it as well. I don't know whether or not I'll wear it for a live stream, though, because I think we'll just get ripped apart. An interesting first game. I was laughing at people who predicted Penrith by 20 and such. I guess I was very much wrong. See, I thought it was going to be a lot closer than this. I didn't see it being a huge runaway, but then hearing that said about they've lost their last 9 first matches of the season now, you kind of think, okay, maybe it was. And I guess it's chill vibed in New Zealand, England. You get criticised for that, says Danny Lewis. Although, I mean, it's an interesting one. Sebastian can probably attest to this as well. Will he? I don't know. He might get annoyed with this statement. But normally in England, like, some people complain just to complain type thing. I was like, well, that's it. Panthers and Manly will never play each other again in 2020. Will they not? Do they not have another match in the future? That's a bit of a shame. That's the only time that we will get to see it. So hopefully it does look, I mean, that's the thing. Hopefully the future's bright for both of these sides, I should say. For the Sea Eagles and for the Panthers. Maybe next time we get to see them will be in one of those playoff games. But of course, both sides need to finish in the top 8 for that to be able to take place in that regard. But a few try scorers in this one. No one scored 2 tries, though, which does mean that the bucket hat does stay off for another day or another few days as well. But Super Rugby, we've got 2 matches tomorrow night. Then we are also going to be doing Super Rugby in the Six Nations on the next day. And also we've got Are you calling us complainers? As says Danny Lewis. Maybe a little bit. From what I've, I guess, had from experience, a little bit complaining as a national sport, a person who hasn't got anything to complain about is weird as says Sebastian there. Yeah, it just depends. Like, yeah. I was like, well, Manly are like, what up? As on there says David the Mod. Yeah, it didn't quite go the way that he would have been wanting for that one. But currently they are just showing us an ad for Sky Sport. That is where you can watch the game from New Zealand. And also the next one, Manly aren't looking good. You struggle for this first game, although that stat of 9 in a row that they have lost for their first opening fixture, normally, I guess it's all uphill from here. They can't lose too many other games by 22 points, I wouldn't think, throughout the season. In fact, I think they will be able to get themselves up a little bit more. And also, at least Manly don't face Panthers again in 2022. Says it Mr. Lachlan there for that one. But currently, I'm looking forward to seeing who these guys play next. I will actually get that up for you guys. See exactly who they have got coming up. The Sea Eagles, right? The next game that the Sea Eagles have got for themselves, it is going to be the Roosters next weekend, Friday at 10:05 p.m. And then for the Panthers, their next game that they have got coming up. And also, I can't call us complainers. There must be plenty of New Zealanders who are complainers too. Oh, there are. Although, I mean, I was just kind of basing it off what I've experienced. And also, you were complaining about the fact that I have this hoodie on all the time. So it was pretty easy. And I was complaining as the Bonds have turned complaining into an art form, instead of the mod. And they face my Roosters next week, says Mr. Lachlan. And the Dragons, they are going to be the next opponent for the Panthers. And that is going to be Friday night, 8 p.m. in that one as well. But that is going to be the end of this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. And also, we have got the Danny, you are literally complaining right now as well. And then bus loads, says David the Mod. And nonetheless, I guess it is going to be the end of this video. If you did enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one. Be sure to post that message on the moderator's Discord chat, David, and I will answer it as quickly as I can. And also, we've got that Daddy calm down. And it says David the Mod. And at least thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all for the next one.